Welcome, men. All right, excuse my Alec Baldwin impression. Wrong. The polls. Wrong. The media. Wrong. This is currently the state of politics in America. Nielsen estimates that over 80 million people saw the Trump-Hillary showdown on television. That sort of viewership is incredible, but this is the utmost of political discussion. This is as good as it gets. Lincoln and Douglas argued over far greater issues than the ones we face today. Is it too much to ask for at least a shadow of their decor and eloquence? Upon analyzing the situation, I've come to the conclusion that we have no one to blame for this mess except ourselves. We are the consumers who watch these talking heads blabber to each other with conveniently timed commercials. We are the ones who share that Facebook article with a caption that says, "I can't believe how bad those people are," and the ignorance of those people to believe such a dumb thing. But on the bright side, this is not a problem that our society has only dealt with today. Yellow journalism took off in the 19th century with its own sensationalized headlines and alternative facts. But fact-checking was a lot different back then. From what my U.S. history teachers have been telling me, they didn't even have Google. Which, I guess Al Gore wasn't around yet, so that makes sense. But anyway, our relationship with the media provides an ethical dilemma. And the Rotary four-way test both describes its problem and perhaps identifies its solution. Is it truth? Is it fair to all concerned? Will it build goodwill and better friendships? Will it be beneficial to all concerned? I think the Rotary four-way test will help us to realize we need to adopt a very different ethic when it comes to how we interpret the news. First, is it truth? I'll use a friend as a poster child for this example. She saw on her Facebook headline, Obama banning the Pledge of Allegiance, and immediately she took to her keyboard to angrily write out to her friends and family the travesty of this administration. But the headline was completely false, and the media organization that hosted this website profited off of advertisements that were there. So they only have to get you to click once, and what better way to get you to click than with an offensive headline? Now, the problem is that this friend is not just a victim, but they're the perpetrator. They did not verify to see if the source was legitimate. They could have considered an opposing view, but instead, they allowed their fear to forfeit the truth. Now, the internet has changed the way we view news, and journalistic ethics are not enough. Journalism has failed in a lot of ways. We see that the internet has leveled the playing field between the New York Times and tabloids, where both are seen as having equal credence. But the Rotary test implores us to ignore this inconvenience and still search out for the truth. Next, is it fair to all concerned? Fairness is centered around equality, and equality, when it comes to these types of interactions, is all about listening. I know that I'm right, but so does my friend who believes things differently. That introduces another problem that they use to try to profit off of our anger. It's known as the echo chamber, because as one stands in a cave and says something and expects that same something to be returned back to them in the form of an echo, so do we, when we say a statement, expect that to be returned to us, with both self-affirmation and people telling us that we're right. But the truth is that I can't have people tell me that I'm wrong. But the problem is that we do need people telling us that we're wrong, because the truth is that self-affirmation is dangerous, and the Rotary test tells us to ignore this selfishness and instead search out for ways to care for each other and be fair and not dismiss their views. Next, is it beneficial to all concerned? Will it build goodwill and better friendships? I'm currently the captain of my high school debate team, and as a debater, I participate in the activity of argumentation, but friendships are different. They are personal and require care and nuance in their practice, because when you can win an argument, you can still lose a friendship. One mantra that I think sums this up well is communication should be a tool, not a sword. And as much as they're trying to force us into one lane, it's our responsibility to make this a two-way street and see both sides of an issue. How do we do this? We care for others. We listen to their concerns, and only then do we respond. And finally, will it be beneficial to all concerned? I think we've already seen the negative effects of our current relationship with the media. Pew research indicates that our trust in things like newspapers has declined around 30% since the days of Reagan. Not only have we, the people, been fed these lies, but we distribute these lies and perpetuate them and answer them with an even greater amount of lies. What is the result of this misinformation? Donald Trump saying, wrong. But the problem is that when one word can dismiss such statistics and such important information, it hurts our ability to communicate. Because government policies are both important and complex. We must avoid the divisiveness of media companies to try to profit off of our divisiveness. This is key because trust is the foundation for being human. Trust is what allows us to live and love and learn. Trust is essential and is the only way that we can ever benefit. Now, through the Rotary four-way test, we both identified a problem, described its far-reaching implications, and I think we also have identified a proper response. I've talked about many things. I said we need to fact-check our news, avoid echo chambers, work to communicate, and build better relationships with both ourselves and the media. Now, you may think this is abstract and complicated, but I disagree. I think me and myself, as well as the others, have been performing this for you right now, when we try to advocate and share our ideas with goodwill. Now, I'm sure you all have staunchly diverse opinions, but that's not an excuse to not get along with each other and try to communicate. So let's do away with the divisiveness of political discussions. Let's have political discussions that instead focus on actually serving the people. This is the only way we can help to build a better future focused on love, learning, and truth. Thank you.